So I don't normally post on Mondays, as you guys know, but I wanted to get this out to you today. I wanted to make up for my lack of video yesterday because I was really trying to keep to a consistent posting schedule. But sometimes in life, as we all know, things happen, things come up, and you just can't do the things that you planned on and wanted to do. So we're going to discuss that today. Also, I want to be clear on what this video is actually about, because it's not just a neighbor situation story. This weekend, I was involved in another situation with my new neighbors that happened on Friday night. It involved loud behavior, alcohol, group energy, and what I can only describe as a kind of confrontational, performative dynamic that only kept building as the situation went on. It wasn't just noise, it was escalation. It was energy that kept shifting depending on who was outside, who was speaking, and how people were reacting to each other. And I want to be specific about something here. There were moments when it wasn't just about volume or frustration. It moved into male-on-male posturing and dominance behavior. Energy where people were reacting to each other instead of actually communicating, escalating instead of de-escalating. And in those moments, the dynamic becomes less about the original issue and more about ego and reaction. At one point, I stepped outside and addressed the situation because it was affecting the environment. And when you interrupt that kind of dynamic, you become a part of it, whether you intend to or not. Not because you're trying to escalate anything, because the situation itself is already escalated. That's when the energy shifted toward me. And I want to be very clear about something important. My nervous system responded to that situation, but I was not afraid, nor was I intimidated. Those are two very different things. What I experienced was awareness. Awareness of escalation, awareness of group energy. Awareness of behavior that becomes unpredictable when alcohol, ego, and social dynamics are all mixed together. And my body reacts to that kind of environment because it recognizes patterns, not because I feel powerless, but because I pay attention. There's a difference between being afraid of someone and being aware of what a situation like that can turn into. And I stayed grounded in that awareness the entire time. I did not shrink myself. I did not give anyone internal authority over me. I did not confuse loud behavior with power, because that is something I think people get wrong a lot. Just because someone's loud, reactive, and performing dominance in a moment doesn't mean they have control. I think it's the opposite. Sometimes what you're watching is people losing regulation, not demonstrating strength. And I think this distinction matters, because in situations like this, it's easy to confuse intimidation with power, but intimidation is not power. And awareness, let me tell you, is not fear. And those two things are what I will be talking about more in part 2 of this video. This is the Introverted Coach guiding you home. I love you all, stay golden, and I will see you in the next one. Before I end this, I want to speak from a place I usually don't speak from. People are used to hearing me talk about light, healing, and growth, all the positive sides of being human. But every single one of us has a shadow, including me. And sometimes the truth doesn't come from the light. It comes from the part of us that's tired, fed up, and done pretending. Sometimes the anger, the ego, the darkness, well, that's where honesty lives. And today, I'm speaking from there. So let me say something clearly, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this for anybody. To all the weak people out there who think being the loudest one in the room makes you powerful, you don't scare me. You don't intimidate me. All that noise you make is nothing but a shield, and a cheap one at that. And it's there to hide the fact that you're terrified someone's going to find out how small you are. You're wearing a coat 10 times too big, hoping the world won't notice you drowning in it. But everyone sees it. Everyone sees you shaking under all that fake toughness. Loud isn't strong. Loud is scared. Loud is desperate. Loud is the last trick of someone who has nothing real to stand on. And the truth, the one that you're so terrified of, is that you're not big. You're not powerful. You're not even a threat. You're just little and loud. And I'm done pretending that that means shit. You can pretend all you want, but I can see right through your paper-thin skin all the way to your spineless back. I will not back down.